So basketball truly has become a worldwide game. For people that are trying to deny it, Spain won the World Cup and Team USA came 7th. Even though it was probably their 3rd string team, they still came 7th. And had Slovenia been in it, they might have finished even lower. And not only that, but the European leagues are getting better as well. Also, Australia has come up big time with their international team and their league is strong. And a lot of USA prospects, even some of the top ones, are going to Australia, going to Europe in order to make some money before going to the NBA, because obviously you can't make money if you're playing in college. That might change, but as of right now, they can't make any money. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 players for the 2020 NBA draft that are not currently playing in NCAA. And crazily enough, all 5 of these players could end up being top 10 picks. All 5 of these guys are top 10 on certain mock drafts. And if it does happen that 5 of the top 10 picks are playing outside of the USA college system, I honestly think if these guys do come in more NBA ready, that more and more players are going to go down that route because they see it's not going to affect their draft stock too much. And also they have the chance to make millions of dollars and sign endorsement deals with brands before they even get into the NBA. But anyway, now let's get on to the top 5. At number 5, we have got the guy who was 5th in the ESPN Top 100 last year, and it's RJ Hampton. RJ Hampton is playing in Australia. Well, he's playing in the Australian Basketball League. He's playing for the New Zealand Breakers, which obviously isn't in Australia. But that team actually played against the Oklahoma City Thunder in some preseason friendlies. While RJ Hampton didn't look to be absolutely exceptional, he is a guy coming straight out of high school, and you should never judge how a guy coming straight out of high school does against NBA players. They will very, very rarely do well. I'm not going to say never, because obviously there's LeBron, there's a lot of great players coming out of high school, but they will very rarely do well, especially initially. But RJ Hampton is an extremely good player. He's a guy who's got a bit of bounce, he can shoot the ball a bit. He's listed as a point guard. I think he'll probably play at the 2 because he's more of a scorer than anything else. And he seems to be doing okay so far in the preseason games he played against Australian teams. I think he's going to have definitely a better time in Australia than someone like Terrence Ferguson. And I can definitely see him going somewhere between 15 and probably 7 in the draft. I can't see him going much higher than that, but again, a great player. At number 4, we have got Killian Hayes. So Killian Hayes made his Euro Cup debut last week, which is the 2nd tier in Europe. And honestly, I think he did quite well. He had 8 points and he had 9 assists. He passes the ball well, he attacks the basket well. He's a lefty, which I don't know how much of an advantage you consider it to be, but lefties are always that little bit more awkward. Seems to look to spot up quite a bit. A lot of his shots come off spot up threes. And while he is listed as a point guard, again, he's a kind of combo guard who can play both on and off the ball. He's 6'5", he looks fairly long, he's got a fairly quick first step, he's athletic, good court vision. While again, you're going to have to see a lot more of him playing in Europe, and it's always hard to judge how players transition from the much more structured basketball in Europe to the more kind of free-flowing basketball in the NBA. But Killian Hayes is definitely one of those players that I could see making a bigger impact in the NBA, where he's allowed kind of use his athleticism, where he's allowed to take a little bit more difficult shots than he does currently in Europe. But I can't see him being a bust and a probable top 10 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Although I did say pretty much all these things when I was talking to friends about Dante Exum a couple of years ago, so I gotta be completely wrong with this. At number 3, we have got Theo Maledon, who actually had a great season last year, playing in France's top tier. He was actually a backup point guard for the team that won the whole thing. He takes a fairly decent amount of 3-point shots. 44% of shots he does take are threes, which in the modern NBA is not the worst thing in the world to take a lot of 3-pointers. Defensively, he doesn't seem to be too bad. Again, I don't think I've watched enough of him to judge his defense, but offensively, he's an elite player in the pick and roll, which is so important for NBA point guards. He passes the ball well in the pick and roll, and he completely just controls the ball. He's going to be a quieted ball-dominant player. He controls the pace of the game. He's going to be an out-and-out point guard. Whereas you can definitely argue that Hampton and Killian Hayes are point guards. I wouldn't be that surprised to see both of them playing off the ball quite a lot in the NBA. But Maledon is without question an out-and-out point guard. A guy who I don't know how I feel about this guy, but he is projected to go top 5 in a lot of mock drafts. So I'm gonna put him in at number 3 because most mock drafts have him ahead of Killian Hayes. I don't know. I just think Killian Hayes is that little bit better, and especially with the fact that Maledon is going to be out for a month as of right now with injury, and in the games he did play, his minutes are down from last year, his points are down, although his assists are up. I can see him slipping out. Well, I can see him slipping to maybe 5 or 6 on this list by the time the draft comes around. But as of right now, you can't really argue too much against him being right bang smack in the middle. At number 2, we have got the most intriguing prospect in the NBA draft. We have got LAMELO Ball. And honestly, I think I'm going to make a video, something like the curious case of LAMELO Ball's draft stock. And the thing is that it's fluctuated so much over the years, and there is good reason for it. Every one of his doubters, which was me, 100%, there was reasons for it. And it wasn't like blind hate. It wasn't hate on LeVar Ball. There were serious flaws in his game. If you ever watched him play in Australia in those exhibition games, if you watch him play in the JBA, it was impossible to see him play actual basketball because they were all like tailored. Every game he played was tailored for him to take as many shots as possible. However, I thought he looked okay at Spire Academy. He looked great offensively. His defense, he just didn't even attempt to play it. However, so far in Australia, he has been fantastic. He played great in a lot of the preseason games. And while obviously you can't really judge too much by how a player plays in preseason, you can kind of see a lot of really good stuff out of LAMELO Ball. His passing is unbelievable. He still has that. His shot, while looks unorthodox, he gets it up really quickly. He's still one of the most crafty finishes I've ever seen. And he looks like he's going to be very difficult to stop. A guy who can play, he does need the ball really to be effective. He doesn't... look, he's the type of player that will fit an NBA offense. He's never going to cut off the ball unless it's for a lob for a dunk. He's never going to do anything to free a teammate up when he doesn't have the ball. However, that's not needed too much in the NBA. I can see him without doubt being a top 5 draft pick because his upside is huge. While I don't think he's going to be the defensive player that Lonzo is, I think that he will read passing lanes well enough that you can put him on the other team's worst offensive player and do a job. He's 6'6", 6'7". He's got length. He's not quite as athletic as Lonzo, but he's not unathletic either. And LAMELO is an intriguing prospect. A lot of really bad habits, which he's gotten through years of not really playing, for lack of a better word, real basketball. But it seems like he's improving day by day on those bad habits, and the way he's been playing in Australia, he's made me a believer, which is a hard thing. I was one of his biggest skeptics, but LAMELO Ball, I can see without question, he's worth the risk. He is worth the risk of a top 5 pick, and I think he's going to be up there anyway. And number 1 is a bit of a controversial one. I'm going to put DENI AVDIJA up there. Maybe it's because I've been watching this guy for years. I started watching him when he was in the All-Star 5 in the 2018 FIBA Under-20s European Championship. He was 3 years younger than all the other players. 3 years. And he was kind of like this spot-up shooter, just kind of a glue guy for the team. However, last year, my God, in the Under-20 FIBA Euros, he was unbelievable. He was a class above. Playing with guys 2 years older than him, he averaged 22 points per 40 minutes. He shot quite well. He hit a couple of massive shots. He seems to be able to handle the ball. While he's not a point guard like a lot of people are claiming he is, he definitely can be used as a primary ball handler. He doesn't have elite quickness, but again, he is quite crafty. His pull-up game is quite nice. He's not going to be the best going to basket, especially at the NBA level. Doesn't have the Doncic level footwork, but I still think he will be able to get a shot off fairly regularly at the NBA level because he is 6'9". He is 6'9", and he plays like he's a point guard, or he can handle the ball. He's going to be a 6'9" small forward. He's going to be fundamentally sound. On defense, one of the massive things with him is he seems to be able to switch very, very well. He seems to be really good at playing help side defense. He seems to have gotten a ton of blocks, although it isn't going to be against NBA level athletes, and I don't know how good he'll be able to do that in the NBA, but the ability even to switch at a European level is huge. And in an NBA where teams switch because it's the most efficient way to play defense, it's the most efficient way to keep up their stamina through 82 games, I think being a kind of 2/3 who can handle the ball and occasionally switch onto a big as well as switch onto a point guard. He could potentially play a bit of small ball 4 and play as a point forward. Like, he's extremely versatile, going to be a good defender, shoots the ball well, passes the ball exceptionally well, is a great team player, will fit into whatever NBA team he plays for. I find it hard to not pick this guy in the top 5. I think that anti-Euro bias probably will bring him somewhere between number 4 and number 8. I think that LaMelo will probably be picked ahead of him. But I just think AVDIJA is that little bit better because he's that bit more of a sure thing. Although LaMelo's ceiling is definitely higher than DENI's. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. It's the first video back in a long time. Sorry for the break, but if you guys don't know, I run an NBA 2K channel which did incredibly well over the summer. I was pulling in more views than I ever did on this channel, and not gonna lie, I kind of enjoy playing 2K. Well, I enjoyed at the time playing 2K, not really enjoying 2K20 too much, and I'm getting back into watching basketball. A lot of it, I didn't watch basketball for quite a while, so hence why I wasn't able to upload these videos. I'm not just gonna put out something on players I've never watched before. And yeah, I will try to get a couple of these videos out. Obviously, you know we're getting close to it. We are getting close to the date of December, but I'm making my return a little bit earlier this year, and hopefully we'll have more than 2 or 3 videos out before December. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.